Welcome to the 5th tutorial for RUSLE2. In previous tutorials, we focused on how to estimate the soil erosion occurring along a field's hill slope under current cropping and tillage practices. In this tutorial, I will demonstrate how you can use RUSLE2's worksheet and plan views to compare the ability of alternative field management practices in reducing soil erosion. We will demonstrate this by building on the Aurora Research Station field site example used in previous tutorials. Please press Continue in the bottom right-hand corner to advance to the next slide. The profile view is what we used in previous tutorials. However, RUSLE2 has other views that are useful, especially once you become comfortable completing basic RUSLE2 runs. One example is the worksheet view, which can be accessed by clicking File, Open, Worksheet, or by clicking on the worksheet icon in the toolbar. When you open the worksheet view, a screen appears that shows any past worksheets we have prepared and saved. Since this is your first worksheet, double-click on the default_on file to open it. For this module, and for your benefit, I will open my worksheet with preloaded soil and slope information to walk you through the steps. When the default file is open, you will see the worksheet screen. In the top left-hand corner, we enter in the location of the field we are evaluating. For this example, let us assume that my Aurora Research Farm is located on Lot 1, Concession 1. And that the farm is owned by the University of Guelph, or U of G for short. We will name this Field A. Next, we enter in the location by choosing the county and nearest weather station. This is very similar to how we enter in the location in the profile view. Please refer to Module 2, making a simple soil erosion rate estimate using the profile view in RUSLE2, for more information on how to do this. Following this, we can identify the field's soil type. In this example, it is Guelph loam. Next, let us assume that the 300-foot-long 2% grade hill slope used in the previous tutorials is the dominant critical hill slope for Field A. Enter these values into the worksheet. Note that in real field settings, it can be difficult deciding which hill slope is most representative of a field or field section. However, experienced conservation planners commonly define a field's dominant critical hill slope as the profile that represents 1/4 to 1/3 of the most erodible part of the field. For more information on measuring field slopes, refer to the resources on OMAFRA's RUSLE2 website. Once we have defined the representative hill slope, we can load a previous profile prepared for the site by right-clicking on the word Profile located in the Temp Scenario column. This displays a pop-up menu. Click on the option Load from File to display all of the previous saved profiles. Double-click the tutorial example profile that we prepared in previous tutorials, or build a new profile for your field. Please refer to Module 2 for more information on building a new profile. Many of the remaining columns in the worksheet view will be populated with information from the profile you selected to load. Now that we have a field profile loaded, I will first show you how to compare field management practices for a single field. To do this, change the base management to the corn, soy, winter wheat rotation that we saved in the My Rotations folder in Module 3. Click on the drop-down menu under Base Management, navigate to the My Rotations folder, and select the corn_soy_W wheat conventional tillage rotation. Once this has been loaded, you will see that the average annual erosion rate has now been updated to 1.7 tons per acre per year, which is displayed under the Conservation Plan Soil Loss column. You can also build a new rotation to load into the worksheet. Watch Module 3, representing crop rotations in RUSLE2, for a guide on how to do this. Next, let us compare the expected soil loss from this field to other management practices. We will use the same crop rotation, but change the tillage practice to something that encourages more residue cover. Add a profile to compare by clicking on the plus symbol under the temp scenario column. For this module, I have previously stored other examples in the My Rotations folder that describe the same rotation but use different tillage practices. We will look at the conservation rotation, which represents a situation where the fields are chisel plowed or disked in the fall following harvest. We will also look at the no-till rotation, which assumes no-till practices are used throughout the rotation. From the drop-down menu under Base Management, next to this new profile, I will select the conservation option first. Once selected, you will notice a new estimate of average annual soil loss of 1 ton per acre per year. It's displayed in this new row under the Conservation Plan Soil Loss column. We will repeat the same steps to add and compare the no-till rotation. The soil loss estimate for this no-till option row is 0.27 tons per acre per year. That is an 84% reduction in annual soil loss from the conventional practice. You can now see how different field scenarios can be quickly compared using the worksheet screen. On the far right-hand side of the worksheet, you can select the option you want to implement and have displayed on your farm's soil conservation plan summary. Simply click the Show in Summary column to No beside all options you do not want to implement, and leave the desired management practice row set to Yes. In our example, we will follow the no-till option. We can save this worksheet by clicking File, Save As, and giving it a file name. I have called mine tutorial_WS Field A Example. Click Save. Now that we have used RUSLE2's worksheet view to compare the soil-saving benefits of different management practices, it would not take much more effort to compare different fields on a farm, especially if those fields follow similar crop rotations. To illustrate this, I will open a new worksheet. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to open my field worksheet with preloaded soil and slope information. Save your new worksheet by clicking File, Save As. I named my worksheet tutorial_WS Field B Example. To begin, change the field name to B in the top left-hand corner. The location or climate station will not change, but let us assume that the dominant soil in field B is Hairston Silt Loam, not Guelph Loam. Let us also assume that the dominant critical soil slope in the field is 200 feet long and has a 5% gradient. Next, the crop rotations of interest are the same as those considered for field A. Load each of the rotations by adding rows under the temp scenario column, as we did previously. The average annual soil loss for these new field conditions and management practices are then calculated and displayed under the Conservation Plan Soil Loss column in the table. Generally, we want to ensure that the practices we follow do not exceed 3 tons per acre per year, as this is considered the tolerable rate of soil loss. For Field B, both conservation tillage and no-till practices are recommended. However, we will select no-till as the practice we plan to implement. Do this by clicking Yes under the Show in Summary column. Click File, Save, and if desired, rename your worksheet. The worksheet view allows you to easily compare field and crop management options for individual fields. However, Now that we have used the worksheet view to describe two different fields and selected the preferred soil loss management practices, we can use RUSLE2's plan view to summarize our choices for all of the fields on the farm. We can demonstrate this by using the Field A and B worksheets we saved for the Elora Research Farm. To open the plan view, select File, Open, Plan. Alternatively, click on the Open Plan icon, which looks like a small watershed on the toolbar. Select the default_ON file. This will display a blank plan view for you to begin entering the data requested. To save time in this demonstration, however, I will open a plan file that I previously prepared for this farm called the Elora Research Farm Plan. Begin by entering the owner's name. For my example, I will click the input window and enter U of G. Next, select the location or climate station. We will again choose Wellington County's Elora Research Station. In the section below, be sure the Compare Field Alternatives tab is selected. Then, right-click on the word Worksheet located in the Fields to View table. Select Load from File that is displayed in the pop-up menu. This will take you to a folder containing previously saved worksheets. Select the worksheet you saved earlier in this module. For me, this is the Elora Research Station's Field A worksheet. RUSLE2 will then import summary information from this worksheet into the plan view. Notice that RUSLE2 only imports one of the tillage options you considered for this field. If we click on this yellow folder to the left, you will see that the option you selected to be displayed in your summary is displayed in the plan view. In my example, this is the no-till option. If you change the management practice that you want to display in your summary under the Show in Summary column, this option will then be displayed in the plan view. Similarly, we can add in descriptions in the worksheet view that will also be transferred to the plan view. Click on the red X in the top right-hand corner of the worksheet view to return to the plan view. To add another field to the plan view, click on the plus sign in the Fields to View table. Again, right-click on this new row to display the Load from File option. This time, select the second field's worksheet that you saved in this module. In my example, this is the Elora Research Station's Field B worksheet. By clicking on the yellow folder to the left, you can enter the worksheet view to make changes to the management practice displayed. Finally, you can see the summary given in the plan view. This gives you the Soil Conditioning Index, or SCI, value estimated for each field, which allows you to determine whether practices are degrading or building the field's soil resources. The higher the positive value for the SCI, the more beneficial the practices chosen are for conserving soil health. To save your farm plan, select File, Save As, and then name it. I named mine Elora Research Farm Plan. Thank you for watching Module 5 of the RUSLE2 tutorial series. You should now be able to compare the soil-saving benefits of different cropping and tillage practices on one or more fields using RUSLE2's worksheet view. You should also be able to summarize your soil conservation plan using the plan view. These tutorials are a great introduction to RUSLE2. However, there are many different field practices used on Ontario farms that we will not illustrate in these tutorials. RUSLE2 has many different windows and features that can help describe the variety of cropping and management options you may use. Try experimenting with RUSLE2 to become familiar with its capabilities. Refer to the RUSLE2 Program User Guide from the United States Department of Agriculture's website for more help and information. You can find this by going to the USDA's website and searching RUSLE2 in the search bar. Click on the first link, scroll down, and click on the RUSLE2 Program User Guide. We hope that the information in these tutorials will help you compare the different soil health benefits of alternative management practices. If you have any questions as you apply RUSLE2 for Ontario, contact the Agricultural Information Contact Centre toll-free at 1-877-424-1300 or by email at ag.info.omafra@ontario.ca, and they will connect you with a technical specialist.